Hello everyone, my name is Karond. Welcome back to the Buddyhood Brawl League Season 3. We're here for a Qualifier League 2 game, and it's going to be the second game for these two players in this league, Quist and Hole Poker. We're going to follow from Quist's perspective, playing as the Undead, and Hole Poker playing as the Cult of the Possessed. We can see Hole Poker has Crush the Wheel, Quist has Wordston Rush, and for this particular game, Hole Poker got to choose what kind of deployment they were going to be doing, since he got that as a reward for defeating Abaddon. And he picked Rivals in the Ruins. We're gonna see if that's gonna benefit Hole Poker that much. Remember that he has a full melee warband. Quist on the other hand has at least a Drake Archer that he could do something with, in style of what Nanashi did to Quist earlier today. Could have been advantageous to maybe pick something like Hunter in the Darkness for Hole Poker, I think. Remember that it's not that much of an advantage to start first in these low league games, since you do start with 2 red pills anyway, and so you can attack into someone, they have their dodge stance, they have their counter attack, and then it's going to be their turn, and then they're gonna dish out even more damage. So it's usually to the advantage of not starting first here. Two players already taunting each other. They have faced each other in the Mordheim Madness Season 2 tournament, a very competitive tournament, and Hole Poker came out on top in that game. So there is a slight rivalry between these two players, and it's fun to see them both ending up in the same qualifier league here, so we get to see them play against each other once more. Seems that Quist has opted for a 4th goal. Remember that for this particular game, the second game, they both unlocked a 4th henchman. And Quist has gone all in with the goals here. He has 54 morale in the top left corner of the screen, Hole Poker only 44. And Hole Poker will be very familiar with this map. Well, both of them are, but Hole Poker played this specific map last time as well, with the exact same deployment against Abaddon. So he knows how close it is to get to the wagon here, and he doesn't want to be too cautious now and end up having a fight near his wagon again and having the idol take him, because that was a really close fought game. And if you haven't seen it, you should go and look it up. Abaddon against Hole Poker. Should be pretty easy to get a secondary objective if he is of that mind, Quist. Quist, whereby all the people who made the various predictions before this tournament began of where you would end up in the Qualifier League 2, almost every single player that made their bet guessed that Quist would end up in 3rd place, and we're gonna see if that's going to be the case. It was a very surprising loss for him early on, and he needs to get his bearings here. So what is the plan? It's a very unorthodox move here, moving very far away. I wonder what his plan is, but it seems to have something in mind. Also gonna see here if he leaves the idol unchecked for, and then Hole Poker might go and grab that. So important with idols here early on. Alright, that is a very unorthodox move here. It seems to be like a pincer maneuver maybe for Quist, trying to do a double flank. We'll see how this turns out. Usually early on in the game it's more advantageous to have all of your units together in a big strike team. Particularly as Quist gets to move all of his units in a row. Same for Hole Poker. You don't really want to get caught with the ghouls. Remember that they cannot disengage. Here we have Scott, a slow Dreg Archer. Has leveled up now. Might even have gotten his first skill. Doesn't even enter into an Overwatch. Probably because there's no real risk here of him actually landing a hit on one of Hole Poker's units, seeing as all of Hole Poker's units are in heavy armor. We know that the 19s here are Dark Souls in heavy armor, but we see a 33 or a 29. It could be a Dark Soul in light armor, could also be a Brethren. Gonna skip ahead of Hole Poker's turn here quickly.
New round has started.
It is very odd here to have the lone ghoul. Maybe he is attempting to sneak that ghoul by and get at Hole Poker's wagon. I think that's actually going to be the case. I didn't pay too much attention to the ghoul that was going there. It might have been the new ghoul, the ghoul that is level 0 for this game. And indeed it seems to be that way. So trying to sneak all the way down here, grabbing at idol, it's a valid tactic. It's minus 60 morale. It's a huge blow if it managed to land here. Then he will only have 11 morale left if he managed to catch the idol here. He could go slowly and surely and try and distract Hole Poker here, trying to get him to go in a wholly different direction. But he cannot be caught here. If he's seen, he's gonna get the entire warband on him, and then it's gonna be an advantage to Hole Poker. Slight numerical advantage, and of course in the morale department as well. I could pick up some wordstones here. It's part of his objective and could throw Hole Poker off the loop, and you could manage to get plus 3 movement if you're lucky. And you don't want to stand there. That's where you're exposed. That's where you're gonna be seen. This whole flanking maneuver though, it seems pretty strange to me. He wants to draw some units out from Hole Poker, I think, and draw them towards him. But it's a very, very weird way of going about it. Hole Poker is going to be wary of the Dreg Archer, so he's not going to step out in the open. And hiding behind the wall here, Quist is ensuring that he's not going to be seen this time either. And ideally he wants to be seen here. He wants to be seen. Overwatch is powerful, as we know. It's a skill that diminishes in use as you level up, but early on it can do quite a bit for you. For Scott though, it's he really wants to use all of his red pills naturally, but for a henchman, an Overwatch is pretty good at this level of the game. And unlike the ambushes that you do in melee, you don't get a hit chance penalty doing with Overwatch. It's going to be important to try and focus some of the units down here whenever you can. Remember that Hullpoker has heavy armor just like this vampire, and it makes him very tough to take down. He's gonna need another hit or maybe even 2 hits compared to a normal character here. And if you take a look at some of Quist schools, you see that they're dual wielding, so they are having a minus 25% damage penalty to whatever damage they were supposed to do, and that's a damage penalty that applies on every single bonus. So it applies to the base weapon, it applies to the strength modifier, and if you had any other bonus it would apply to that as well. For instance, charge.
A new round has
And both
started.
players are very well aware here that the idol has not been taken from either wagon. You can see that by the little yellow icon next to the wagon. You can see that from both of them. And the ghoul has been spotted. The ghoul has been spotted. Now the thing is, does Hullpoker realize that this ghoul is alone? He could get a chance here to move away. Yeah, if Hullpoker's Magister is over there, then you can be sure that his heavy armor Dark Souls are not that far behind. As well as his mutant, who we still don't know actually what kind of mutation it has. We're gonna have that revealed to us in this game. It's a bit of an odd situation now for Quist. Like if he goes out in the open now, like he wants to do earlier, then he will in fact confirm that the ghoul that the Magister saw is indeed alone, and that his units are a bit spread out. It's gonna prompt a reaction to move forward and try and catch that ghoul. That's why Quist is trying to hide behind the walls here. Hopefully he can travel forth here and go through the buildings and then help support this goal. Or move through the buildings right now to the left to get everyone up together. Well, I wouldn't do that. This gambit seems to have failed for Quist. He was trying to sneak it by to get to the wagon. That's not going to happen, but if you're gonna engage here, you're gonna get surrounded and slaughtered. Why give Hullpoker that extra advantage? Time is running out. We are seeing Quist fiddling back and forth with his goal. And entering an ambush stance there. Alright. Always positioning himself behind at least one goal. Yeah, it does surprise me why he would want to go in with a surprise ambusher. Yes, he will do a bit of damage. That's guaranteed if he manages to hit, but he's going to die from that. Most likely. At least if he can be somewhat surrounded. Would have made more sense to try and join up with the rest of the main team here. Don't want to be down one character early if you can help it.
Round has started.
Still haven't seen any other units of Hole Pokers here except for the Magister that just used delay. Can search on the minimap to see exactly where he is. Shayla is also going to go into a delay. Notice the position of Sheila here, the ghoul in the bottom left corner here of the screen is positioning himself in such a situation that he can be targeted by 2 units at once. To so focus firing down this ghoul is an option. Still hasn't given up the idea here of maybe getting closer to Hole Poker's idol and taking that. If only Hole Poker realized the kind of advantage he could get here from killing the early ghoul, taking maybe a little bit of damage. He would jump at the opportunity here, but he doesn't know that Quist units are so far away right now. All Hole Poker needs is to see at least one of these units, and then he will know. Meanwhile, Quist needs to somehow try and get his warband a bit closer to... that seems like it's going to be locked. No, it's not. It's not. So that's an open path in there. Might not want to stay with the ghoul there, since you cannot run through him. There we go. Probably a useless ambush here. If Hole Poker would come through that door, he would have seen the character aura sticking out before that. The Magister doing another delay, the ghoul following suit. That should set off the alarm in Hullpoker's mind that stepping on that trap will alert him on the minimap if Hullpoker was paying attention, and he will wonder why is there a unit all the way over there. And then he might figure it out that this ghoul that he's seeing relatively close to him is a ghoul that was trying to get towards his idol, and he should jump at him. Could just as well get a few warstones indeed. Need 9 here to capture the secondary objective. Not going to bother with that, alright. Another really poor ambush by Quist. Right against the wall with the character aura sticking out, so you can just run into it from behind this character without ever triggering the ambush. And thus it would have been wasted red pills. See if Sheila wants to do something. If she wants to stay around here. Might get another glimpse of some other characters. It does not. Alright, we do see 2 Dark Souls, and he's very much in the open now, this ghoul. Need to put himself in such a situation where he can only be attacked by 1 target. At least then he will be able to trade blows somewhat efficiently. Yeah, this could be one such. The traps have this big drawback, however, that it frequently disengages you. And if that's going to happen here, Hullpoker could just go in with the Dark Soul, attack, and even though he cannot disengage, the game might disengage the Dark Soul by himself, which is a delay, and then he can move that Dark Soul away and come in with another Dark Soul, and so cycling in a bit of damage.
Round has started.
Still no engagement here. Very little information shared. We see another delay by Hullpoker. Quist was in an ambush stance here. He's gonna keep delaying as well. Yes, he is. Is help coming though to this ghoul? I don't think so. They seem to be heading towards the wagon. It's turning out to be a very slow game here. Nothing is really happening. They are edging closely, or rather slowly, towards the wagon. That might be in a position that could reveal him to Hullpoker. Definitely possible. You can see that there is an open path through here to get straight to where he wants, which is Hullpoker's wagon. There's going to be another blunder by Hullpoker when it comes to the wagon department. Should really take a seminar on that and trying to protect it, as both of his opponents are going to get it. Yeah, he doesn't see anyone. Another poor ambush. As you can see from the left side here, if you walk straight from that, you could probably just step into his character aura right away, due to how the wall is lined up. I'm gonna see more delays here. I think they're just in the adjacent building to the right of this school. I think all of the team is there. Gonna use delay once more. It's at least it's annoying the Magister, who has to take more delays to get to where he wants to be. And where he wants to be is probably as a sort of finisher, high damage unit. He can come in if he gets to use all of these delays and he gets to go in and attack twice. Then it's his turn first. In the next round, he does 2 more attacks. There should probably be a dead target. And Grey Access can do quite a bit of damage. We see that's very consistent damage, around 50 damage for one hit here. Most likely going to be another delay, but he only has, yeah, he still has 75 seconds. It's going to be alright. This is going to be a key character. Hopefully Quist has taken a bit of notes from the previous game and is might be looking at Humble Servant and boosting this character up with plus I think it's 10, no, it's probably 20 initiative from Humble Servant, I think it is. So it's exactly like a Crimson Shade or a Stimulus, and thereby getting ahead of a lot of different characters. Well, it's actually 15. It's 15 initiative that you go past. So plus 15 initiative. Not a single wordstone has been picked up for Quist here. He doesn't want the negatives of doing that, but he has had ample time to get it done. Gonna see what Sheila does here. See if you can spy any more information about the opponents. No. Saw that at least one unit here was in a nearby house. Might come in here, especially if you stand like that. Alright. Probably feels that he's a little bit corner hit. Oh, I didn't even get to do a charge. Did he want to do a charge? At least a dodge stance would have been nice. He could still be targeted by 2 characters at once here. As As long as they go in one from the left, one from the right, they should be able to have it. Great sword guy is coming up. Here he comes. And he just landed. Alright. So we do have first blood coming in. Managing the disease carrier as well. Is he removing initiative? No, it's not. And that's good for him because he can't really get too much lower in initiative anyway. So it would have been relatively useless for Quist to trigger that. You see he moves in such a way that he's going to get multiple targets to engage this ghoul. And we see Hullpoker taking a 1-0 lead, killing off the level 0 ghoul. And he saw that the morale is down -9, meaning that it is a level 0 ghoul. And it's gonna give him some pause. Like, where is the rest of the team? Why is the level 0 ghoul alone? Remember that we had a trap being set off, and as soon as it's going to be Quist's turn, particularly with the vampire, we are going to see Hullpoker most likely being surprised that his idol is once again stolen and that he really cannot afford any losses from that point on. Well, he technically can allow himself a single ghoul, a single Dark Soul death, but that is going to be it. Still haven't seen the 4th henchman for Hullpoker. You can hear them move, but we cannot see them.
A new round has started.
And round 6. You see the vampire is very well positioned to take the idol here. It's gonna do that. Leaving Hullpoker with only 11 morale left. And before the threshold. Would actually be maybe better to get it on a ghoul, because you do get +3 movement afterwards. It's going to be very helpful. He's already zoned Hullpoker out of his own wagon. I have to tell you, I do think that trading the level 0 henchman for the idol, it could be worth it here for Quist. The only thing that matters is trying to pool his offensive power together to get that really big kill that he wants. Hopefully he can get the Magister. If he can get the Magister, it could already be a good game and done with, particularly since the dregs do not start with that great leadership, and you can see that here. He is not a fantastic unit, and I do think that there has been a little bit of investment in the leadership stat by Quist. Could also be a pendant in the works here. No idea what the Magister is up to right now. Probably not casting. Remember that if Holpoker decides that, alright, you've taken my idol, and then he starts moving ever slowly towards Quist's wagon to pick up his idol in return, then Quist will be very much close to taking a route test himself, as he will be losing 16 morale, and that is quite heavy. That will bring him down to 29, meaning that just a single kill by Holpoker after that will set off a route test. Could be a good chance of winning this, is getting another kill. Gonna see the idol being stolen here. And there we go, minus 16 morale to the Bloodborne. Can still afford another ghoul falling out of action, but no more than that. No, I mean, a henchman falling out of action for Holpoker, but he cannot afford more than that. If he loses, for example, his mutant, then that's going to be minus 12 morale plus its level, so it's at least level 1 by now, so it's minus 13. That would also send him into a route test, and route tests are so unpredictable at this early on in the game. It's going to be a leadership test times 4 of the leadership stat of the leader, and that's not going to be too great of a percentage.
Round has started.
And we're into the 7th round. Most games at this level, they don't actually reach the 7th round. But this could be the longest game so far. Seems to be moving somewhat right now. Could just be moving straight up. Yeah, look at that train of units. That is 4 Dark Souls. That is Gideus. What kind of... just gonna do some switcheroo here with the stats. We could see if he's actually gotten clawed feet or not. We're not going to see that though. So the game plan is up here. Holpoker is going towards the idol of Quist in return, and Quist is going to try and get back there in time and stopping this heavy armor train that's heading towards that particular point. And he can't lose a single ghoul while doing this, but he needs to procure either killing the mutant or the magister or 2 of the Dark Souls. I don't know why he wants to go out in this direction as the direction furthest from where he wants to go. He wants to get back towards the wagon. That would have been a solid move. And another horrible ambush by Quist. I don't think he realizes the character aura effect that all of his units have around them. He's putting his ambushes very close to walls and pillars all the time, meaning that they're going to be effectively useless for anyone who comes in here. That one is much better. That one is at least a bit trickier. But Holpoker is not going to go in that direction. He's chasing after someone who is clearly going in the other way. He's going way north. I might be misreading this a little bit. Of course he wants to catch up with these heavy armor Dark Souls. Remember that you only have 4 movement. And he cannot possibly have gotten armor proficient on him unless he gotten the Dark Souls to level 2. And I don't think he actually has done that. That's level 2 unlocks the first 2 skill points for the henchman. We have a skill picked by Ash though. I haven't really registered that before, but we see Death Stench being picked by Quist. This is an interesting skill to have. Let's see what it's gonna do about the +3 movement. It's gonna use that somehow. Gives him a fantastic ambush range if he wants that.
A new round has started.
Round 8. All we're actually doing right now is waiting for Holpoker to reach the wagon of Quist so that he can do a lot of damage there. Quist seems to have noticed that as well now. So what is he going to do about it? He sees that the Magister is the one that's picked it up, no doubt, because he has the most movement, so he just went there as fast as possible. Well, more movement is wrong to say. He has 1 more blue pill than the rest. Should probably start inching towards a fight here, but just one death for Quist, and he is going to have to take a route test. I could pick up a few stones here, that's true.
Updated.
Remember though that the vampire, I think all of the actual starting leaders did get 18 leadership to start with, so if he hasn't improved that in some way, oh wait, no, the matriarch starts with 9, everyone else starts with 8. Still, if he hasn't improved the leadership that much, it's gonna be a 32% chance of succeeding at the road test if it comes to that.
Objectives updated.
Still haven't catched anyone managing to get the secondary objective here in any of these games. I know that there has been secondary objectives being made in some of the other games, but none of them that has been uploaded to this YouTube channel. Such a mind game at this point. If Holpoker had a single ranged unit, he would start doing some skirmishes, but he does not. And it's going to be up to Quist to try and do something here. Needs 5 more word stones to complete the second objective. We've had some people actually manage to do it, but then failed as they the units that had the word stones on them were dying left and right. It's going to be the key unit here to try and get back into this game ever so slowly. Cannot heal any of the damage you take here unless you're lucky walking into a wordstone buff that gives you 10 wounds restored. Much better ambush, but he has to be careful of that trap being nearby. Could have used a perception there to see if this actually is a trap before doing the ambush, since he was not going to use the remaining blue pills anyway. Ash. That is the character that Holpoker Sworban is fearing at the moment. All of the Dark Souls are immune, but he really doesn't want to get the Magister or the Mutant into this terrifying leader. He wants to get the Dark Souls into him. It's probably nearby here on the very left side, you know, at very top of, in the northern corner here, but within these buildings, around where the first goal started his traveling path that would seem to his defeat.
A new round has started.
And we're entering into round 9. In what looks like a really long game. Has such a slow pace, it's difficult to get really excited about this game, as they're just trying to maneuver around each other, and you just know it's going to come down to a very quick engagement where someone has a unit killed and then it's going to be a round test. I think that's how it's going to end up like. But we're staying put here, see what we can do. Can you see my Magister? He should be able to see the Magister if he can hover around on the minimap, but Quist is not doing that too much. He's doing it a little bit sometimes, but he's not finding anything. Yeah, it's a yawn here for everyone involved. It's half an hour, 5 minutes even, to midnight. And both of these players probably wants to go to sleep just as much as the caster. But they're not making it easy. Going to send this unit on another roundabout. Probably wants to get to the Wordstone here, completing his secondary objective if he can. And we do see the entire team here of Holpoker, at least 3 of the Dark Souls. So he is closer than we thought he was, and this probably has to do with that the Dark Souls never really got there in the first place. Right next to the wagon, it was more or less just the Magister that went up there, picked it up and then moved back with the extra +3 movement that he got from carrying the idol. See, an ambush stance here is not half bad, not half bad. If he goes in here towards the left, he could spot a few more units as well. At least set up some kind of ambush. Maybe even an overwatch. Yeah, much better over much better ambushes now. Excuse the stuttering. That is an option, but that's a pretty poor ambush. Okay. Gonna be hoping that Holtwalker does something. Moving his heavy armored team here closer and closer. Let's see if the mutant shows up. And it's probably going to be a second liner here, being just behind the Dark Souls and hoping to come in as a finisher doing the killing blows. It's really to the advantage of Holbrook to be super aggressive here. Remember, he only needs a single kill, and if he could take a little bit of damage on one of the units and then he moves in with the rest against that unit, killing it off, and from there could secure a victory. Would this in that case be the second loss of Quist, and he's had a rough opening, and the Undead has had rough openings as well, which is kind of surprising, seeing as Undead should be very strong early on, but the Undead players are not faring too well. It's not over yet for Quist though. He just needs 2 kills. We saw one of the Dark Souls here run away. Oh, he's actually triggered ambush. Oh wow, that is going to be maybe very detrimental to his survivability. Where's the vampire? Can he come and reinforce this fight? Yes, he definitely can. This is really going to hurt. But remember that that ghoul that was there, he is going to be targeted by... He can be targeted from inside, and he's going to be targeted. Unlucky. Really needed something here. Cannot kill him now. At least not with the vampire. Is there enough space there to get in with another unit? The ghoul could die here from a follow-up with the Dark Soul. Yeah, he's probably going to do a charge, or might want to take the safe way here and go in with the mutant instead. But it's gonna be a while until the mutant comes up. Could land a killing shot. Alright, I have no idea why he would do that. He should probably have just at least shot twice there. Yeah, he has realizes the mistake here right now, and that's very unfortunate for Quist. Gonna see if one of the 2 Dark Souls here is gonna go in and charge against the ghoul and provoking a route test. And he does get a charge in. Doesn't quite kill the goal. Still has a few more wounds left. He
A new round has started.
desperate to get in there. What can Holpoker's manager do? Can he get into the fight somehow? Can he go around? Is he near it? Here, can he climb up in the spot that this goal that is in the fight we're guarding? Yeah, here he is. So we might see a normal attack here. Yeah, and there we go. Getting 2-0, so it's gonna be a route test coming up here. It could be a 2-0 victory for Holpoker right now. Gonna see if Quist can make this 32% route check. And he cannot. He's 36 even, so he's +1 leadership, 9 leadership. Congratulations to Holpoker, who is the only player with the first 2 games being completely at a clean sheet. So that's very impressive. 3-0 and 2-0. Hope you enjoyed watching this game, and thank you for watching. Farewell.